Hello, beautiful soul. I'm so grateful you're here with me today. There's something so special about this moment we're sharing together, and I want you to know that your presence here is not an accident. You've been drawn to this message because your spirit is ready for something deeper, something that will transform the way you move through the world. I know what it feels like to wonder why others seem to get the respect and attention that feels so elusive to you. Perhaps you've noticed how some people walk into a room and others naturally turn toward them, listen when they speak, and treat them with a kind of reverence that seems to come so easily. Meanwhile, you might feel like you're working twice as hard to be heard, to be seen, to matter. You might find yourself saying yes when you want to say no, accepting less than you deserve, or feeling invisible even when you're standing right there. This isn't about you being broken or lacking something that others have. This isn't about needing to change who you are at your core or pretending to be someone you're not. What we're going to explore together is something far more beautiful and authentic than that. We're going to discover how to own your energy in such a complete and loving way that your value becomes undeniable, not because you're demanding it or fighting for it, but because it radiates from every cell of your being. You see, darling, there's an invisible language that we all speak, and most of us were never taught how to use it consciously. It's the language of energy, of presence, of the silent communication that happens between souls before a single word is ever spoken. This language is more powerful than anything you could ever say with your voice. And the beautiful thing is that you already know how to speak it. You just need to remember. Think about the last time you were around someone who made you feel completely at ease, someone whose presence felt like a warm embrace, even if they barely spoke. Or think about those moments when you've met someone and instantly felt their strength, their groundedness, their quiet confidence. They weren't performing or trying to prove anything. They were simply being themselves so fully that their energy spoke volumes about their worth and their place in the world. That same power lives within you. It's been there all along, waiting for you to recognize it, claim it, and let it shine. Today, we're going to awaken that power together. We're going to help you step into your natural authority and worth in a way that feels genuine and sustainable. This isn't about building walls or becoming someone harsh or distant. This is about coming home to yourself so completely that others can't help but recognize the sacred space you occupy. The journey we're taking together will be gentle but profound. We'll move at a pace that allows your nervous system to integrate these new ways of being, because lasting change happens not through force, but through love and patient cultivation. You're not here to fix yourself because you're not broken. You're here to remember who you've always been beneath all the conditioning and the stories that told you to make yourself smaller. Now, let's begin to understand what it truly means to own your energy. When we talk about energy, we're speaking about the life force that animates you, the essence that makes you uniquely you. This energy is constantly communicating with the world around you, sending out signals about how you see yourself, what you believe you deserve, and how you expect to be treated. Most of us have never been taught to pay attention to this energetic communication. We've been focused on words, on actions, on external achievements, while this powerful foundation of our existence has been operating mostly outside of our conscious awareness. But when you begin to understand and work with your energy intentionally, everything changes. The way people respond to you changes. The opportunities that come your way change. Your entire experience of life transforms. Your energy is like a radio station that's always broadcasting. Right now, your station might be playing a song that says, "I'm not sure if I matter," or "Please tell me I'm valuable," or "I'll take whatever you're willing to give me." These aren't conscious choices you're making. They're often the result of old programming, past experiences, or beliefs you picked up along the way that were never really yours to begin with. But just as you can change the station on your radio, you can shift the frequency of your energetic broadcast. You can tune into the station that plays the song of your inherent worth, your natural dignity, your unshakable value. This isn't about pretending to feel worthy when you don't. This is about recognizing the worth that has always been there, clearing away the static that's been interfering with its clear transmission. Your body is constantly responding to and expressing your energetic state. When you feel small inside, your body contracts. Your shoulders might round forward, your breathing becomes shallow, your movements become tentative. When you feel uncertain about your worth, your energy scatters, and others pick up on this uncertainty. They unconsciously mirror back to you the energy you're putting out. This isn't their fault, and it's not your fault either. It's simply how energy works. When you emit the frequency of someone who isn't sure they belong, others respond accordingly. When you broadcast the signal of someone who doesn't believe they deserve respect, the world reflects that belief back to you. But the moment you begin to shift your inner landscape, everything in your outer world begins to shift as well. Think about how a tree stands in the forest. It doesn't announce its presence or demand attention. It simply stands fully in its own space, roots deep in the earth, branches reaching toward the sky. It takes up the space it needs without apology, and everything around it naturally honors its place. The tree doesn't question whether it deserves to be there or wonder if it's taking up too much room. It simply exists with complete authenticity and presence. This is the kind of energetic presence we're cultivating together. Not the energy of someone who's demanding respect through force or manipulation, but the energy of someone who so completely accepts their own worth that it becomes impossible for others to deny it. This is a power that comes from love, not fear. It comes from fullness, not emptiness. It comes from knowing, not hoping. Your energy field extends beyond your physical body, creating an invisible boundary that others can sense. When this field is strong and clear, it naturally commands respect. When it's weak or confused, it invites others to cross boundaries or treat you as less than you are. The beautiful thing is that you have complete control over the strength and clarity of this energetic field. Understanding your energetic presence is also about recognizing that you're always in relationship with the energy around you. You're not isolated or separate from the world. You're constantly exchanging energy with other people, with places, with situations. The more conscious you become of this exchange, the more you can choose what energy you allow in and what energy you put out. Now, let's explore the foundation that makes all of this possible. True energetic presence must be built on a solid foundation of self-worth, and this worth cannot depend on anything outside of yourself. It cannot depend on what others think of you, what you achieve, how you look, or what you own. This worth must come from a deeper place, a place that existed before you learned to doubt yourself and that will remain long after all external circumstances change. Self-worth is not something you earn or achieve. It's something you recognize and claim. It's your birthright, woven into the very fabric of your being from the moment you came into existence. Yet somewhere along the way, many of us learn to measure our value by external standards. We learn to look outside ourselves for proof that we matter, for evidence that we're good enough, for permission to take up space in the world. This external seeking creates a shaky foundation for your energy. When your sense of worth depends on others' approval, your energy becomes unstable. It fluctuates based on who's around you, what they think of you, and how they treat you. One day you feel powerful and confident. The next day you feel small and insignificant, all based on external feedback that has nothing to do with your true value. Building unshakable self-worth means turning your attention inward and reconnecting with the part of you that has never doubted your value. This part of you exists beyond all the roles you play, all the identities you've taken on, all the ways you've learned to define yourself. It's the essence of who you are, the consciousness that observes all your experiences without being diminished by any of them. This foundation of worth isn't built through positive thinking or affirmations alone, though these can be helpful tools. It's built through a deep recognition of your inherent value as a conscious being, as a unique expression of life itself. You matter simply because you exist. Your worth is not a prize to be won or a goal to be achieved. It's a truth to be recognized. When you begin to rest in this truth, your energy naturally stabilizes. You stop looking to others to fill the holes in your self-concept because you recognize there are no holes to fill. You stop trying to prove your worth because you know it's already established. You stop accepting less than you deserve because you finally understand what you actually deserve, which is love, respect, and kindness simply by virtue of being alive. This shift in your relationship with your own worth creates a profound change in your energetic presence. When you're not seeking validation from others, you're not unconsciously asking them to give you something you already have. When you're not trying to prove your value, you're not emanating the energy of someone who needs to be convinced of their worth. Instead, you begin to emit the frequency of someone who knows exactly who they are and is completely comfortable in that knowing. This kind of self-worth isn't arrogant or dismissive of others. True self-worth is actually humble because it recognizes that everyone possesses this same inherent value. When you're secure in your own worth, you don't need to diminish others to feel good about yourself. You don't need to compete or compare because you understand that there's enough worth, enough love, enough space for everyone to shine. The relationship between self-love and how others treat you is direct and immediate. The quality of love you have for yourself sets the standard for how others will love you. The respect you show yourself teaches others how to respect you. The boundaries you maintain with yourself become the boundaries others naturally honor. This isn't because you're telling them how to treat you through your words, but because you're showing them through your energy, through your presence, through the way you carry yourself in the world. When you truly love yourself, you stop accepting treatment that feels unloving. This isn't a forced decision or a rigid rule you impose. It happens naturally because energy that doesn't match your frequency simply feels uncomfortable. Just as you would naturally move away from a song that hurts your ears, you naturally move away from energy that hurts your spirit when you're grounded in self-love. This love becomes your compass, guiding you toward experiences and relationships that honor your true value while naturally steering you away from those that don't. People begin to sense this shift in you immediately, even if they can't put their finger on what's different. They feel the presence of someone who knows their worth, and this knowing is magnetic in the most beautiful way. Learning to recognize the patterns that diminish your energetic presence is like becoming fluent in a language you've been speaking unconsciously your whole life. These patterns are often so subtle and automatic that they slip by unnoticed, yet they create profound effects in how others perceive and treat you. The beautiful thing is that once you begin to see these patterns clearly, you also gain the power to change them. One of the most common ways we give our power away is through what we might call energetic leaking. This happens when your attention and energy scatter in multiple directions instead of being centered within yourself. Think about how it feels when you're constantly checking to see if others approve of what you're saying or doing. Your energy reaches out tentatively, seeking confirmation, seeking safety, seeking permission to be yourself. This scattered attention creates an energetic field that feels uncertain and unstable to others. Another powerful pattern to recognize is the habit of making yourself smaller to make others comfortable. This might show up as dimming your natural enthusiasm when you're around people who seem more reserved, or downplaying your accomplishments when you're with people who haven't achieved similar things. While this might seem like kindness or consideration, it actually serves no one. When you make yourself smaller, you rob others of the gift of your full presence, and you teach them that your light is something to be managed rather than celebrated. Many people have learned to communicate their value through what they do rather than who they are. This creates an exhausting pattern where your energy is constantly reaching outward, trying to prove your worth through achievements, helpfulness, or people-pleasing. Your energy becomes focused on earning love rather than simply being love. Others sense this effort, this trying, and while they might appreciate what you do for them, they may not develop the deeper respect that comes when someone values you for your essence rather than your actions. There's also the pattern of energetic overgiving, where you pour your energy into others while leaving little for yourself. This might feel generous and loving, but it actually creates an imbalanced exchange that can leave others feeling uncomfortable or even burdened. When someone gives from an empty cup, the energy behind that giving often carries a subtle expectation or need, and others can feel this even when it's not spoken. True generous giving flows from fullness, not emptiness, and it honors both the giver and the receiver. Pay attention to how you hold your energy when you're asking for something or expressing a need. Do you make yourself small and apologetic, as if your needs are an inconvenience? Do you rush through your requests as if you don't really expect them to be honored? Do you immediately offer to accept less than what you're asking for before the other person has even responded? These subtle, energetic communications tell others that you don't really believe you deserve what you're asking for, making it easier for them to agree with that assessment. Notice how you respond when someone gives you a compliment or acknowledgement. Do you deflect it, minimize it, or immediately turn the attention back to them? While this might feel humble, it actually pushes away the good energy that's being offered to you. It communicates that you don't believe you're worthy of praise or recognition, and others unconsciously begin to offer you less of it. Learning to receive appreciation gracefully is actually a form of energetic generosity because it allows others the joy of giving to you. Another pattern worth examining is how you handle disagreement or conflict. Do you immediately fold and agree even when you have a different perspective? Do you become aggressive or defensive? Do you shut down and withdraw? Each of these responses communicates something different about how you value your own thoughts and feelings. When you can hold your ground with calm confidence, neither collapsing nor attacking, you communicate that your perspective has value while still remaining open to others. Watch how you carry yourself physically throughout the day. Notice if you make yourself physically smaller when you're around certain people or in certain situations. Pay attention to whether you take up the space you need or if you unconsciously try to minimize your physical presence. Your body language is constantly communicating your relationship with your own power, and others read these signals intuitively. The way you make decisions also reveals energetic patterns. Do you agonize over choices, seeking everyone else's input before trusting your own wisdom? Do you make decisions quickly to avoid disappointing others, even when you haven't had time to check in with yourself? Do you change your mind frequently based on others' reactions? The energy of someone who trusts their own judgment feels very different from the energy of someone who doesn't, and others respond accordingly. Now let's move into a practice that will help you align with your natural energetic power. This isn't about forcing yourself to feel something you don't feel or pretending to be confident when you're not. This is about connecting with the strength and dignity that already exist within you, clearing away the noise and the conditioning so you can feel your authentic presence. Begin by finding a comfortable position where you can sit or stand with your spine naturally upright. You don't need to force perfect posture, but allow your body to find its natural alignment, as if there's a gentle string pulling the crown of your head toward the sky. Close your eyes or soften your gaze, whichever feels more comfortable for you right now. Take a deep breath in through your nose, allowing your belly to expand gently. As you exhale through your mouth, let any tension or worry flow out with your breath. You don't need to force anything or make anything happen. Simply allow yourself to arrive here, in this moment, in your body, exactly as you are. Take another breath, a little deeper this time, and as you exhale, feel yourself settling more fully into your own presence. Now bring your attention to your feet, whether they're on the floor or resting wherever they are. Feel the connection between your body and the earth beneath you. This earth has been supporting life for millions of years, and it's supporting you right now without any effort on your part. You belong here. You have a right to take up space, to be supported, to exist exactly as you are. Let this knowing settle into your bones. Feel your breath naturally deepening as you rest in this support. With each inhale, you're drawing in life force, energy, vitality. With each exhale, you're releasing anything that doesn't serve your highest good. Your breath is happening automatically, effortlessly, reminding you that you don't have to work so hard to be worthy of life. Life is already flowing through you, claiming you as its own. Bring your attention to your heart center, that space in the middle of your chest. This is the home of your authentic self, the part of you that has never doubted your worth. Place your hand there if it feels good to do so, and simply breathe into this space. Feel it expanding gently with each breath, creating more room for your true essence to express itself. Notice how it feels to simply be here, not trying to prove anything or accomplish anything, not worried about how you appear to others or whether you're doing this right. Just being. This is your natural state, this peaceful presence that needs nothing added to it and has nothing to defend. This is the energy from which true power flows. Now, while maintaining this centered feeling, imagine yourself moving through your day from this place of grounded presence. See yourself walking into a room, not seeking anything from anyone, not trying to make an impression, simply carrying this quiet dignity with you. Notice how different this feels from times when you've entered spaces hoping to be liked or accepted or approved of. Feel into your body as you maintain this centered energy. Notice how your shoulders naturally settle, how your breathing becomes fuller, how your spine finds its natural strength. This isn't about forcing your body into a particular position, but about allowing your physical form to express the truth of your inner worth. Your body knows how to hold itself when you're connected to your authentic power. Let yourself feel the difference between this aligned energy and the scattered energy of seeking validation. When you're centered in your own worth, your energy isn't reaching out desperately for something you need from others. It's contained, stable, present. It's like the difference between a flickering candle flame that wavers with every breeze and a steady flame that burns bright and clear, regardless of what's happening around it. Spend a few more moments simply resting in this feeling of your own inherent dignity and worth. Let it become familiar to your nervous system. Let your body remember what it feels like to be at home in yourself, to need nothing from anyone else to feel complete. This is your true energetic signature, the frequency of your authentic self. The transformation of your inner dialogue is perhaps one of the most powerful shifts you can make in owning your energy. The voice in your head, The running commentary that accompanies you throughout your day is constantly shaping your energetic frequency. When that voice is critical, doubtful, or diminishing, it creates an energy field that reflects those qualities. When that voice becomes loving, supportive, and honoring of your worth, your entire energetic presence transforms. Most of us carry around an inner critic that learned its job very early in life. This voice thought it was protecting you by pointing out all the ways you might fail or be rejected. It tried to help you fit in, be accepted, stay safe. But somewhere along the way, this voice became more of a hindrance than a help, creating a constant undercurrent of self-doubt that weakens your energetic foundation. The goal isn't to silence this voice completely or to pretend it doesn't exist. The goal is to recognize it for what it is, old programming that no longer serves you, and to begin cultivating a new voice, one that speaks to you with the same love and respect you would offer to your dearest friend. This new voice becomes the foundation for a completely different energetic presence. Listen to how you speak to yourself when you make a mistake. Do you berate yourself, call yourself names, or launch into a litany of all the ways you're inadequate? Notice how this inner harshness affects your energy. It creates a contracted defensive field that others can sense. Now imagine speaking to yourself with compassion, acknowledging the mistake without attacking your character, offering yourself the same understanding you would give to someone you care about. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself about your capabilities and worth. Do you focus on evidence of your limitations or evidence of your strength? Do you replay scenes where you felt embarrassed or inadequate? Or do you recall moments when you felt proud and capable? The stories you repeat to yourself become the lens through which you see yourself, and this lens shapes the energy you emit into the world. Begin to notice the difference between thoughts that expand your energy and thoughts that contract it. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't belong here," create a shrinking, defensive energy. Thoughts like, "I am learning and growing," or "I have something valuable to offer," create an expanding, confident energy. You have the power to choose which thoughts you feed with your attention. One powerful practice is to begin speaking to yourself as if you are your own beloved child. When that inner critic starts its familiar routine, gently interrupt with a voice of loving guidance. Instead of, "You always mess things up," try, "You're learning, and that's beautiful." Instead of, "Nobody really likes you," try, "You are lovable exactly as you are." This isn't about lying to yourself or denying reality. This is about speaking truth, the deeper truth of your inherent worth and potential. Your mind and body are intimately connected, constantly influencing each other in an endless dance of communication. When you think critical thoughts about yourself, your body responds with tension, contraction, and stress. When you think loving, supportive thoughts, your body responds with relaxation, expansion, and ease. This body response then feeds back into your mind, either reinforcing the cycle of criticism or the cycle of love. Practice noticing this mind-body connection throughout your day. When you catch yourself in self-critical thinking, take a moment to scan your body. Where are you holding tension? Where do you feel contracted or tight? Then consciously breathe into those areas, allowing them to soften and release. This physical release often makes space for more loving thoughts to emerge. The words you use in your inner dialogue are creating your reality moment by moment. "I am worthy of respect" creates a very different energetic field than "I hope people will respect me." "I trust my judgment" emits different energy than "I never know what to do." "I am enough" vibrates differently than "I need to be more." Begin choosing your inner words as carefully as you would choose words for someone you deeply love. Consider adopting some simple phrases that help you remember your worth throughout the day. I belong here can ground you when you feel out of place. I trust myself can center you when you feel uncertain. I am valuable can restore your confidence when you feel diminished. These aren't magical incantations, but reminders of truths that already exist within you. They help you tune back into your authentic frequency when you've been knocked off course by old patterns or external circumstances. The transformation of your inner dialogue is a practice, not a destination. Some days you'll catch yourself quickly when the critical voice starts up. Other days you might get caught in old patterns for hours before you remember to shift. Both are perfectly normal and part of the process. The key is to treat yourself with patience and compassion as you learn this new way of relating to yourself. Each moment of awareness, each conscious choice to speak to yourself with love, strengthens your energetic foundation and makes the next choice easier. Creating healthy boundaries is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself and others, and it's absolutely essential for maintaining strong energetic integrity. Boundaries aren't walls that keep people out or weapons that push people away. They're more like the banks of a river that allow your energy to flow powerfully in its intended direction instead of spilling out in all directions and losing its force. Many people struggle with boundaries because they confuse them with being mean or selfish. But true boundaries come from love, not fear. They come from honoring yourself and others enough to be clear about what works and what doesn't. When you have healthy boundaries, you're actually creating more space for authentic connection because people know where they stand with you. There's no guessing, no walking on eggshells, no confusion about what's acceptable. Your energetic boundaries are felt long before you ever need to speak them. When you're clear within yourself about what you will and won't accept, that clarity radiates from you, and most people unconsciously adjust their behavior accordingly. It's like having an invisible sign that says, I respect myself and I expect the same from others. People feel this and naturally align with it. The foundation of energetic boundaries is knowing your own values and honoring them consistently. When you're unclear about what matters to you, or when you compromise your values to keep peace or gain approval, your energetic field becomes muddy and confused. Others sense this confusion and may test your boundaries because they're not sure where they are. But when you're crystal clear about your values and you live them authentically, your boundaries become obvious and easy to respect. Learning to say no with love and firmness is an art that transforms your entire life. The key is understanding that saying no to something that doesn't serve you is actually saying yes to something that does. When you decline an invitation that doesn't feel right, you're saying yes to your own well-being. When you refuse to engage in gossip, you're saying yes to integrity. When you choose not to overcommit yourself, you're saying yes to being present for what truly matters. The energy with which you say no matters tremendously. When you say no from a place of fear or anger, it creates resistance and conflict. When you say no from a place of love and clarity, it actually creates more harmony. Your no becomes a gift because it's honest, it's clean, and it allows everyone involved to move toward what's truly aligned for them. Practice saying no without over-explaining or justifying your decision. You don't need to convince anyone that your no is valid. Your no is complete simply because it's yours. That doesn't work for me, or I won't be able to do that, are complete sentences. When you over-explain, you're unconsciously asking for permission to have your boundary, which weakens its energetic foundation. Protecting your energetic space means being mindful of what you allow into your field. This includes the people you spend time with, the conversations you engage in, the media you consume, and even the physical environments you choose to be in. Just as you wouldn't intentionally eat food that makes you sick, you don't have to absorb energy that depletes or disturbs you. This doesn't mean becoming rigid or fearful about energy. It means becoming conscious and chooseful. When you must be in challenging situations or around difficult people, you can maintain your energetic integrity by staying centered in your own truth rather than getting pulled into their energy field. Think of yourself as wearing an invisible cloak of light that keeps you connected to your own frequency no matter what's happening around you. Your energetic boundaries also include how you allow others to speak to you and treat you. When someone crosses a boundary through their words or actions, you have the right to address it immediately and clearly. This doesn't require drama or confrontation. It simply requires clarity and consistency. I don't allow people to speak to me that way, or that behavior doesn't work for me. Delivered with calm firmness creates an immediate shift in the dynamic. Remember that boundaries aren't punishment for others, they're protection for yourself. You're not setting boundaries to control other people's behavior. You're setting boundaries to control your own experience. Others can choose how they respond to your boundaries, and you can choose how you respond to their choices. This creates a clean, adult relationship where everyone is responsible for their own experience. Developing daily practices for energetic strength is like developing physical fitness for your soul. Just as you wouldn't expect to run a marathon without training, you can't expect to maintain strong energetic presence without consistent practices that reinforce your connection to your own power. The beautiful thing about energetic practices is that they don't require large amounts of time, but they do require consistency and intention. Starting your day with a morning ritual that grounds you in your worth sets the tone for everything that follows. This doesn't need to be elaborate or time-consuming. It might be as simple as standing in front of the mirror for 60 seconds and looking into your own eyes with love. It might be placing your hand on your heart and taking 3 deep breaths while silently acknowledging your value. It might be stating one simple truth about yourself: I am worthy of love and respect. The key to effective morning rituals is that they connect you to your authentic self before the world has a chance to pull you into old patterns or external demands. Even 5 minutes of conscious connection with yourself can create a foundation of strength that carries you through the entire day. When you start from this centered place, you're much less likely to give your power away or accept treatment that doesn't honor your worth. Mirror work is one of the most powerful practices for strengthening your energetic presence because it helps you develop a loving relationship with yourself at the most fundamental level. Most people avoid really looking at themselves, or when they do look, they focus on flaws and imperfections. But learning to look at yourself with the same love you would offer a beloved friend creates a profound shift in your self-relationship. Start small with mirror work. Look into your own eyes for just a few seconds and say something kind to yourself. Good morning, beautiful soul. Or I see you and I love you, or simply, you matter. Notice any resistance that comes up, any voice that says this is silly or that you don't deserve kind words. This resistance is just old programming that can be gently transformed with consistent practice. As you become more comfortable with mirror work, you can expand it to include affirmations that specifically support your energetic strength. I honor myself and others honor me, or I am worthy of respect and kindness, or my presence is a gift to the world. The key is to speak these words while looking into your own eyes, creating a direct connection between your conscious mind and your deeper self. Creating an evening reflection practice helps you process the day's experiences and realign with your authentic energy before you sleep. This might involve asking yourself gentle questions. How did I honor myself today? When did I feel most connected to my power? What would I like to do differently tomorrow? This isn't about judging yourself or cataloging your mistakes. It's about conscious evolution. about learning from your experiences and recommitting to your worth. Evening reflection can also include releasing any energy you picked up during the day that doesn't belong to you. Simply breathe it out with the intention of returning it to its source with love. Imagine any stress, anxiety, or negativity that isn't yours flowing out of your body and energy field, leaving you clear and peaceful. This practice helps you maintain energetic sovereignty, which is essential for strong presence. Incorporate movement into your daily routine that helps you feel strong and grounded in your body. This doesn't have to be intense exercise. It might be gentle stretching, walking in nature, dancing to your favorite song, or simply moving your body in ways that feel good. When you feel strong and comfortable in your body, your energetic presence naturally strengthens as well. Regular practices of gratitude and appreciation help you maintain a high vibrational frequency that naturally commands respect. When you're focused on what's working in your life rather than what's lacking, your energy expands and becomes magnetic. Spend a few minutes each day acknowledging the good in your life, including the good in yourself. This isn't about denying problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about training your attention to notice and appreciate the abundance that's already present. Living your value in action means making choices and decisions from a place of self-respect rather than self-doubt. It means trusting yourself enough to follow your inner guidance even when others don't understand or approve. It means walking through the world with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your worth at a deep level. This kind of authentic confidence isn't loud or boastful. It doesn't need to announce itself or prove anything to anyone. It's more like the confidence of a tree that simply stands in its space without apology, contributing its unique gifts to the world without question or hesitation. This confidence is magnetic because it's real, it's grounded, and it's sustainable. Making decisions from self-respect means taking the time to check in with yourself before automatically saying yes to others' requests or expectations. It means asking yourself, does this align with my values and priorities? Will this nourish me or deplete me? Am I saying yes from love or from fear? These questions help you make choices that support your energetic integrity rather than compromise it. When you consistently make decisions that honor your authentic self, others begin to trust your judgment and respect your choices. They sense that you're not making decisions from desperation or people-pleasing, but from a grounded place of knowing what's right for you. This creates a very different dynamic in relationships, where others come to value your perspective, precisely because you value it yourself. Living your value also means carrying yourself physically in a way that reflects your inner worth. This isn't about perfect posture or trying to look impressive. It's about allowing your body to express the truth of your dignity and value. When you walk, let yourself take up the appropriate amount of space. When you sit, allow yourself to be comfortable rather than making yourself small. When you speak, let your voice carry the full weight of your truth. Notice how different it feels to enter a room when you're focused on what you can contribute rather than what you hope to receive. When you arrive somewhere with the energy of someone who has something valuable to offer, the entire dynamic shifts. You're not seeking validation or approval. You're simply present and available to share your gifts. This creates an immediate sense of your value that others feel and respond to. The practice of living your value includes being willing to disappoint others when staying true to yourself requires it. This doesn't mean being inconsiderate or unkind. It means understanding that you can't control other people's reactions to your authentic choices, and their disappointment doesn't diminish your worth. When you make decisions based on what others want rather than what's true for you, you teach them that your authenticity is negotiable, which weakens your energetic foundation. Allow others to honor your energy naturally by being consistently authentic in your interactions. When you show up as yourself without masks or pretense, you give others permission to do the same. This creates relationships based on truth rather than performance, which are far more satisfying and sustainable for everyone involved. People learn to trust you because they know what they're getting, and they respect you because you respect yourself enough to be genuine. The journey of owning your energy is not a destination you arrive at once and then you're done. It's a continuous practice of returning to yourself, of choosing love over fear, of honoring your worth in each moment and each interaction. Some days this will feel easy and natural. Other days you'll notice yourself falling back into old patterns of giving your power away or seeking validation outside yourself. Both are part of the process. What matters is not perfection, but awareness. Each time you notice that you've disconnected from your authentic power, you have the opportunity to reconnect. Each time you catch yourself making decisions from fear rather than love, you can pause and choose again. Each time you realize you've been seeking outside yourself for something you already possess, you can return home to your own worth. The transformation you're undertaking is profound and lasting because it's built on truth rather than technique. You're not learning to manipulate others into treating you better. You're not developing strategies to force respect or demand attention. You're simply returning to the truth of who you've always been beneath all the conditioning and the doubt. You're reclaiming your natural state of wholeness and worth. As you continue to practice owning your energy, you'll notice that the quality of your relationships improves. People who are aligned with love and truth will be drawn to your authentic presence. People who were only comfortable with your smaller self may naturally drift away, making space for connections that truly nourish you. This isn't about judging anyone as good or bad. It's simply about energetic alignment, about magnetizing experiences that match your frequency. Trust the process, beloved soul. Trust that your worth doesn't need to be proven or earned. Trust that your value is inherent and unchangeable. Trust that as you align more fully with your authentic self, the world will respond by reflecting that authenticity back to you. You don't have to fight for your place or demand recognition. You simply have to remember who you are and allow that remembering to guide your every thought, word, and action. The world needs your authentic presence. It needs your unique gifts, your particular perspective, your irreplaceable contribution. When you own your energy fully, you're not just transforming your own life, you're adding to the collective healing of our world. You're demonstrating what's possible when someone chooses love over fear, authenticity over performance, truth over pretense. Go forward knowing that you carry within you everything you need to be valued, respected, and cherished. Go forward remembering that your worth is not up for debate or negotiation. Go forward trusting that as you honor yourself, you teach others how to honor you as well. This is your time to shine, to stand fully in your power, to let your light illuminate not just your own path, but the paths of all those whose lives you touch. You are enough. You have always been enough. You will always be enough. Let this truth anchor you, guide you, and set you free to be the magnificent being you came here to be. The time for hiding is over. The time for owning your beautiful, powerful, worthy energy is now.